Proverbs.
If you go back to 32 and 16.
This is Proverbs 21 and 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
So this is understanding. So understand that the Lord is right now sent you right here to give you the understanding, and if you walk away forever and gone, you heard. So that means that if you didn't. But this is the way of understanding when you go to these scriptures that's already there, that we already have, and it comes to brothers to teach you the understanding of the scriptures. So the Bible is already set, placed, and ready. And this is the comfort that we've been looking for. It doesn't have nothing else that you add on book of yet. That's why it's not in this book. It's not canon. Understand that. Give me that real quick.
This is Isaiah 34 and 16.
Read that loud. I got that.
Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh.
Seek out of the book of Seek ye out of what?
Out of the book of the Lord.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
And read.
Go ahead.
No one of these shall fail.
None of these prophecies is going to fail out of this script, out of this book, because we already told you a prophecy right here with this. That's how I know the thing that happened in this script, this Bible. That's faith. I know it's true. This is telling you about this. And the apostle, Great Millstone, and the elders, they broke this down well. Right? Go ahead, bro. Read it again from the top.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Read this. Go ahead.
No one of these shall fail.
None of these prophecies gonna fail out of this book. Go ahead.
None shall want her lay.
You can't match yourself with Quran like Farrakhan used to do. He don't do that no more. He opens up the Bible now and sticks with it. You know? And they used to do side-by-side books with the Quran and talk about can't read the Bible without the Quran. The Quran doesn't have any prophecies. It's no lining up. And on top of that, it says the children of Israel are God's chosen people anyway.
In the Quran, it identifies with Mary, the mother of our Lord, as being a virtual woman in regards to a woman that never been penetrated or had sex. So the Quran preaches the same thing as the Roman Catholic Church, which is what is that called? The immaculate conception. But there's no such thing as an immaculate conception. There's one scripture in the Bible that just kills that. And that scripture is Romans, I want to say 1 and 3. It says that the Messiah was made of the seed and the bloodline of David according to the flesh. You look up that word seed, the word that for seed is sperma. Now the English word for sperma would be sperm. Who carries the sperm? Is it the mother or the father? It's the father. So that makes it the fact that Joseph speedily married makes him of the bloodline and the lineage of David. You believe that? Because when you go into Matthew, the first chapter, and you look at the lineage, it gives you the lineage of Joseph, all the way from King David. All the way from the beginning, all the way to Joseph to the Messiah. It gives you the lineage. It doesn't give you Mary's lineage. Although in the book of Luke they try to give you Mary's lineage, but your lineage isn't determined by your mother. It's determined by your father. That's Numbers 1 and 18. But they declare their pedigrees by the house of their father. So you are whatever your father was. That's what makes each Israelite an Israelite. Because their fathers, even though we can't prove it via DNA, we believe on it through the Spirit, through faith. All of this that we're doing is solely based upon faith. Give me that scripture again. Now, how about, because the brother he just brought out about Mary. What did you know about that situation?
I figured, I did some studying. And I was reading up on the cause.
The cause?
The cause.
What's the cause?
That's supposed to be where Mary came.
No. No. You gotta just say what you mean. Don't break up what you're saying. You gotta get it out, bro. Say what you're saying.
They believe the cause taught Mary and Joseph how to have sex without touching each other.
Oh no. Of course not. That's not. Give me that.
Give me that.
Yeah, that's bugged out.
That's the reason why the scripture says,
Give me that.
seek ye out a book of word.
Oh yeah, I got
if you know how to break the Bible down, you'll see. Hey, hit Bible Kashak. Can he grab Isaiah 20 what was that, 28? Yeah, kind of just read that Bible Kashak.
Isaiah 20.
You got it?
Yeah. Because when you get into the making of many books, that's like you know a bartender, right? Bartender will mix of different drinks together, and when you mix those different drinks together, you drink it and you get drunk.
Isaiah 28 and 7. But they also have erred through wine and through strong drink are out of the way.
Right.
The
wine is strong drink. It's basically going out of the way into philosophy. When you take on, you got something for it?
No.
Okay, we got wine and strong drink. This wine and strong drink is going into the other way because they're going out their own way. You drunk. Go.
Drunk of the Holy Spirit?
Huh?
They drunk of the Holy Spirit?
No. They drunk off the wickedness, the philosophy, the other things. Wine is other philosophies. Go ahead.
The priests and the prophets have erred through strong drink. They have swallowed up wine. They are out of the way
because Israel always been want to basically follow like after what the heathen did. Everything is beneficial to them in wickedness. So that's why you see what you see in this world at this moment. At this time, this world is not a place where you can have righteousness abounding at this time. That's why the kingdom of heaven have to be ushered in, because that's what righteousness is going to be for the Israelites. But for the nations, they're going to get fucked up in righteousness. Appreciate, right? Go ahead, bring that out, bro.
This is Isaiah 28, verse 7. But they also have erred through wine and through strong drink. Are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment.
Right, God, he got it out. God, they stumble in judgment. Don't stumble in judgment going into many books. You understand? Because you got to stay with the book, what they call it? What was set forth in front of us. This is already set forth in front of us, and to deliver to the brothers or the brothers that's trying to make it out of here. Because when you start going to other philosophies, you and the other wicked doctrine, you'll be sitting with Polite. You heard of Polite?
Brother Polite.
Nigga Polite. Yeah, you heard of him? Yeah, nigga Polite. Yeah, you'll be sitting with him. Because I was listening to what he was saying. About the scripture he don't make no sense. It make no sense. And what that does is that takes our people off. Oh man, he's about getting money. Oh listen, that's that money doctrine comes in, that prosperity doctrine in his brand. Yeah. He's coming with prosperity doctrines and shit. And coming out of the whatever is he Egyptian or African? I don't know. You know?
They Egyptians or some shit.
So yeah, and then Ethiopian, it don't matter. They think they're Africans. You know? So, who got a scripture?
I got some wisdom.
Okay, hold that. Go there, right?
Yeah, this dealing with Jesus, because you were saying you heard some kind of philosophy where they had sex without touching each other or something.
Yeah.
This is
you gonna come after that.
this is Wisdom of Solomon 7. I'll start at 1.
That's what I have.
Okay. You got it.
I myself also am a mortal man.
This is Solomon speaking. He said, I am myself a mortal man. Go ahead.
Like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth.
Which was Adam. Okay, so like unto all, and the man basically came from first on the earth, who was Adam. Go ahead.
And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months.
So he said he was in his mother's womb for 10 months, being formed as it. Then when you say, I said, hold on. Go ahead.
Being compacted in blood.
He compacted in blood, meaning the baby and the fetus and the uterus, and the baby in the placenta. Compacted in blood. Go ahead.
Of the seed of men.
On the seed of man. So the seed of man, which is what? Sperm. All right. Like what? Nothing. Hey, what the
And the pleasure that came with sleep.
What happens when you get that good? You just get tired, bro. Yeah, all right. That's what Solomon described. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's really one of the points because with that philosophy, man, that's the Lord, the Most High. He gave us that as a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Going back to the first commandment, He told Adam, to be fruitful and multiply. You know what I'm saying? Being fruitful is to be what you want to have children. You know what I'm saying? Now here it's letting you know that act is the pleasure that came with sleep is sex. You know what I'm saying? You get pleasure in that. You get your rocks off, as they say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Praise feeling. Go ahead.
It said, and when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth.
He came to the earth. He came on the earth. Go ahead.
Which is of like nature, and the first voice which I uttered was crying.
As a baby, what happens when you start crying when you first come to earth? You start inhaling the air. Go ahead.
As all others do.
That all others do. So that's a major point about it. Everybody comes to this earth out of a woman's womb. Through the seed of man. Been packed in blood for 10 months. The pleasure that comes to sleep. Go ahead.
I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth.
Say that again.
For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth.
So he gave you a whole parameter how man came on earth. Through sex. Seed. Sperm in the egg. When it hit the egg, the spirit goes into that. Because the seed comes from the man. The baby is alive inside of us. When it hits the woman's egg, Most High has a spirit that's already connected in there. So she couldn't have had sex or the Bartholin gang couldn't get her pregnant. You heard of that bullshit, the Bartholin gang? But Brother Polite, one of his women, thought she was brilliant. Came with the I don't even pronounce how to say. She said it was the Bartholin gland secreted into the woman, and she got pregnant herself.
Bartholin gland.
Bartholin gland.
It secretes
semen. So what happened was, the whole thing was that man come only on earth through sleep, through sex. That's how you come on earth. Only way. Same way I came on. My penny ante self came on. Same way Satan commanded the universe who came on earth came on what they call Yahweh Shai. What you call the Lord.
And then when he also came, he took on the image of his brethren. It tells you that in the book of Hebrews, the 2nd chapter. If he came to save everybody, why didn't the Lord send the Messiah out of any other nation on the planet Earth? Why did he only send them out of the nation of Israel and out of the tribe of Judah? That's because it was prophesied that he would come to be a savior and a redeemer for the nation of Israel.
Right, give me that one and 21 real quick. Because that's the reason is we gotta convey that because it's no immaculate conception. You just don't pop out the angels don't have sex. They don't have is that what you heard?
Yeah, that's how
so much shit.
But I don't know if we cleared it up.
I don't need to understand. I don't need to understand. I just look at the spiritual.
But we read it. That's how you prove all things in the scripture.
This is the Holy Spirit up there speaking to you.
Right.
A prophet of the Lord speaking to you out of the word of the Most High Heavenly Father with the true understanding.
True understanding, bro. So don't get faded in thinking that she didn't get touched. She wanted to get touched. She went visited. She went back. She enjoyed it, bro. She wanted.
She got percolated.
Most High blessed her because you got to think how much if it was how much beautiful it was, because it was a situation where his brother came in to see him while he was teaching, while he was talking, and they told him, "Hey, look, your mom and your brother's outside." He said, "Hey, who are my mother and my brother? These that do my father's will." But she was on the outside. If she was so much of the one who never been who's so glorious, go ahead, bro.
Hey, do you understand that that's a stumbling block for our people today? You got the northern tribes of Israel, they still worship Mary unto this day. Because the Roman Catholic Church have put her on a pedestal of being great and holy by way of that holy, that not holy, but that immaculate conception. You know, they think that she's great and holy, and also because she gave birth to the Messiah. There was a woman that came up to the Messiah, and she said, "Blessed are the parents that gave thee son." And he cut into that woman. He checked her. He said, "No, blessed are those that hear the will of my Father and do it." Because that's what's important. And the Most High didn't put the spotlight on Mary. No, the spotlight was on his son. She was just a vessel that was chosen to bring him forth, and that's it. You know, nothing beyond that. So you don't turn to her, you don't worship her as a saint. You don't worship her as somebody that was sent to redeem the nation of Israel. Because that's how a lot of people look at her. They look at her as if she's the redeemer. And they put more emphasis on her than they do to actually the man that was sent to redeem us. But that's paganism, because they integrated the worship of Asherah with the book of the Bible, the words of the Most High Heavenly Father. They tried to bring in other customs. There was a woman named Asherah that was worshipped by the heathens. You know, she had a son, Semiramis and Tammuz. Another name for Asherah is Semiramis. You know, so that's who they're worshiping. When you see that image of the woman with the child sitting on her lap, that's not really the Messiah and his mother. You know, that's the worshiping the Queen of heaven, woman worship.
This is Luke 11:27. It says, "And it came to pass, as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice." So as a woman just jumped up out of the blue, lifted up her voice while she was sitting there and said unto him, Blessed is the womb